Let's get the show started, shall we?
Live from BC Children's Hospital in Vancouver, it's the 29th Annual Miracle Weekend.
Yes, welcome inside BC Children's Hospital. You know, this place serves 1 million children living in BC and the Yukon. They treat the severely ill kids, of course, but they also take care of all those smaller things like the bad ear infection that happens at 2:30 in the morning or a broken elbow.
Those things can feel like big things to little people,
For sure.
I'm sure. So for the next 4 hours, all day tomorrow, we will give you an insight into so many heroic stories and how this hospital is such an important place to many families around beautiful British Columbia.
Thank you very much. And we have an amazing story of an accident and amazing recovery, as well as Anakin Fretts and your family here as well, Jolene and Daniel. Well, Daniel, can you tell us, first of all, a little bit about the story of how he ended up being here at Children's Hospital?
Yeah, our son was on a camping trip for overnight and was involved in a car accident. So we got the call that he had been in an accident and was being airlifted to Children's Hospital.
And in terms of when you got here, he was unconscious in a coma?
Well, yeah, he was non-responsive. Before we even got to see him, we were told that he probably wouldn't live. That was the prognosis.
And there was a bit of a miracle along the way when he sat and had a picture with his sister?
Yeah, about 6 weeks after the injury, Arwen and I would spend days with Anakin. And she would sit on his bed and play, and he wasn't responsive. But I took a picture, I said, smile, and then Anakin smiled, and that was his first sign of any response, and it was amazing.
Now, it has been a long road. You've been here at Children's and Sunny Hill a lot, is that correct?
We typically are down for approximately 1 week out of each month,
Yeah.
For the last almost 2 years.
And how's he doing right now? Anakin, how are you doing?
Good.
What do you think of school?
Perfecto.
Perfecto. Wow, I wish I could get a few other kids to say perfecto about. Now, Anakin, I noticed this name Anakin and Arwen. Now, are you a Star Wars fan?
No.
No? I don't believe you. Now, what's your favorite character in Star Wars?
No one.
No one? No, not even Anakin? No, he's our favorite character. Now, in terms of, this is a story that is you are going to continue. You're from Powell River, so this is the idea. This hospital treats patients from all over British Columbia. How often do you have to come down to the hospital now?
Well, we're typically here about once a month, and the reason being that the specialized services such as Anakin requires neurosurgery, follow-ups, endocrinology. He has an ear, nose, and throat specialist at Children's Hospital. He has eye concerns, so there's ophthalmology. Because he's got so many concerns, there's also a complex care specialist pediatrician that sees Anakin. So with all of those things going, on top of rehabilitation and everything, we have a lot of reasons to continue to keep coming as he recovers in all those areas.
So you have a lot to be thankful for when it comes to Children's Hospital. I mean, just the fact that they have these resources available for you during an incredibly stressful and traumatic time in your lives.
Yeah, and Sunny Hill was a great support for Anakin. That's where he relearned how to walk and talk and even sit up on his own. So very thankful for Sunny Hill.
And what does your daughter think of all of this? What do you think of all this excitement?
I don't know.
Do you like coming to hospital to visit your brother when he's here?
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty pressure packed though, eh? Yeah. Well, you have an amazing story, and thank you so much for sharing it with us. It just goes to show that, it's something that every parent's worst nightmare in terms of that, but at least there are resources to have this amazing recovery. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks so much. And we can't say enough how great the medical care has been here, and the team at Children's Hospital. They've really been great. They practice a family-centered care, which has been really wonderful for us, and also how awesome the Sunny Hill team has been for Anakin's rehabilitation. We really need that facility for people with brain injuries.
No kidding. Well, thank you so much. So Jolene, Daniel, Arwen, and Anakin, thank you so much for being here. And these are the people you help when you call 310-BCCH.
We are pleased to introduce you now to our 2016 champion child. I had a chance to chat with Aiden Chin earlier this evening. 5 years ago, cancer tore apart Aiden's world and forced him into BC Children's Hospital for weeks at a time. But you know what? Cancer couldn't break the deep bond Aiden had with his brother and his friends. In fact, it did quite the opposite.
I don't expect my cancer to come back. It's a new chapter in my life. I guess there is a sense of being a child, being a teen again. So there are times when I do feel free. I don't think I could ever fully go back to what it was like before. Bren was 7 years old and I was only 11, so we both were just kids, right?
I had no clue. I heard the cancer word, I was just like, what is that? Okay, maybe I'm gonna see him tomorrow. My eyes kind of started opening up and I was just like, Aiden's not gonna be here for a while. I'm only gonna see him maybe a couple times a week. It just kept on going in my head, like what if he was not gonna make it? What if I wasn't gonna see him at home anymore?
There were times when I was feeling really sick and out of it and tired, and there were times when it wasn't always the chemo, it was about how other patients in the hospital were doing.
You don't know what it's like, because I've been through so much pain, but I want to be here for 2 weeks. And they'd be here for 6 months, you say?
And I was sad that there were other patients and there were other children that were younger than me going through cancers that were harder than mine. Basically from that point on, I was like, why don't I try to get through it and then hopefully come back, help out. That's what I've basically been trying to do since I finished treatment. I got to join this club at the hospital called the Oncology Teen Group Club. It's something that you can't find out of the hospital. As a survivor, I'm still part of the teen group. There's still a lot of support that I can give to them and they can give to me, because there's an understanding that treatment isn't over when you're a survivor. There's still an emotional side of things. You have friends that are going through it, friends that aren't gonna make it through it, and that becomes a reality for you. It's not just over. Brooke was a friend of mine that I met in the hospital, and she became basically a sister to me. Brooke was definitely the closest friend that I had that I lost. The day before she passed away, I did get to see her in the hospital, and I did get to hold her hand, talk to her, and say goodbye, and tell her I loved her one last time. And I don't believe that you can accept something like that. You have to, I guess, learn to cope with it more. Before, I felt like cancer was something that was rare, that 1 in a ton of kids would be diagnosed, but it's not rare, and there's a lot of kids in oncology, children that are going through what you went through, and pain that is unexplainable. I want to be able to give back to those that have helped me in the hospital, that have made it so that I can go out there and be active and just live my life again.
It's a really good feeling that I could just go home and do something with my brother now. Without Children's Hospital, my brother wouldn't be here, so I'm eternally grateful for them being there.
I'm looking forward to staying connected to the hospital because it's been such a big part, giving back and pursuing the dreams that I have, and being able to do that because of BC Children's Hospital.
Miracle Weekend coming to a close, but what a weekend it's been. It's time to check in for a big total, guys.
It is.
Let's do
So
it.
before we do this, though, I really would like to say thanks to all the volunteers working behind the scenes who helped us out.
Yes.
You've been amazing.
Yes. It really is a cast of thousands. So do we want to do this right now?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Let's turn the numbers.
Okay.
8,
0, 6, 8, 1, 0. Yeah!
smiling, lifted by love, awed by the children, exploring their world of pure innocence, pure love. Mothers and fathers whisper their prayers, take joy in knowing that everyone shares their faith and hope and love. Little ones laughing, lost in their play, through grateful eyes you can hear them say, thank you all, thank you, thank you all, thank you. Miracles happen with love and with help from the angel in all of us. Miracles happen, oh yes they do. Here's hoping someday one happens for you, and the peace comes to you from above. Miracles happen with love. Miracles happen with love, and with help from the angel in all of us. Miracles happen, oh yes they do. Here's hoping someday one happens for you, and peace comes to you from above. Miracles happen with love.